Life has a way of testing us, pushing us to the edge, and making us question everything we once believed. There are moments when exhaustion sets in, and the weight of expectations, failures, and uncertainties feels unbearable. You have goals, dreams, and ambitions, but sometimes the journey toward them is longer and harder than you anticipated. The setbacks pile up, progress seems slow, and doubts creep in. In those moments, it's tempting to quit. It's easy to convince yourself that maybe this path isn't for you, that maybe you should stop, that maybe you should walk away. But before you do, remember this: pause if you must, but never quit. Taking a break isn't the same as giving up. It's okay to rest, to step back and breathe, to gather your thoughts, and find clarity. Life isn't about rushing through everything without a moment to reflect. It's not about running until you collapse. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is pause, reevaluate, and come back stronger. Think about the greatest achievers in history. They weren't immune to failure, exhaustion, or doubt. They didn't wake up every day feeling motivated. What set them apart was their ability to keep going even when the odds were against them. They understood the value of resilience. They knew that success wasn't about never falling, it was about rising every time they did. There will be days when you question your progress. You'll wonder why things aren't happening as quickly as you'd like. The effort you put in may seem unrecognized, and the sacrifices you make may feel like they're in vain. But just because progress isn't visible doesn't mean it's not happening. Growth isn't always loud. Sometimes, it's silent. Sometimes, it's happening beneath the surface, in ways you can't see yet. The biggest mistake most people make isn't failing, it's quitting too soon. They give up when they're just a few steps away from a breakthrough. They stopped believing when all they needed was a little more patience, a little more effort, a little more time. And that's where the difference lies. Those who succeed aren't necessarily the most talented or the luckiest. They are simply the ones who keep going. They are the ones who pause to rest but never let go of the vision. You might be working on something right now that feels like it's not paying off. Maybe it's your career, your business, your education, or even a personal goal. You've invested time, energy, and resources, but the results aren't coming as fast as you expected. The frustration is real, and the temptation to quit is strong. But before you do, ask yourself, what if you're closer than you think? What if your next attempt is the one that works? What if all you need is a little more consistency, a little more faith? Success doesn't happen overnight. The road to anything meaningful is filled with challenges. If it were easy, everyone would do it. If it didn't require perseverance, it wouldn't be worth it. The very fact that it's hard is what makes it valuable. The struggle is part of the story. The difficulties, the late nights, the failures, they all shape you into the person you need to become in order to handle the success that's coming. Quitting guarantees one thing: you'll never know what could have been. You'll never know how close you were. You'll never see the full picture. But choosing to pause instead of quitting means you give yourself the chance to recover, to strategize, to come back stronger. Taking a step back isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Even the strongest people need to recharge. Even the most successful individuals have moments of doubt. But what they don't do is walk away for good. There's power in persistence. Some of the most incredible success stories started with rejection, failure, and disappointment. Walt Disney was told he lacked creativity. Oprah was fired from her first job as a TV reporter. J.K. Rowling was rejected by multiple publishers before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. Imagine if they had quit the first time they failed. Imagine if they let temporary setbacks define their potential. The difference between their story and the countless untold stories of failure is one simple decision: they refuse to give up. Your journey will have setbacks. That's inevitable. You'll face rejection, criticism, and moments of doubt. But none of those things have the power to stop you, unless you let them. The only real failure is choosing not to try again. Every other failure is just a lesson, a stepping stone, a part of the process. So when life gets overwhelming, when things don't go as planned, when the weight feels too heavy, pause. Give yourself permission to rest, to recalibrate, to find your strength again. But don't you dare quit. Don't throw away everything you've worked for just because the road got tough. Tough roads lead to the best destinations. The world is full of unfinished dreams, of people who gave up too soon, of potential that was never realized. Don't let that be your story. If you need to slow down, do it. If you need a break, take it. But always remind yourself why you started. Always remember that quitting is permanent, but pausing is temporary. You can always start again. You can always keep going. The only way to fail is to stop trying. Every great success is built on the foundation of persistence. Behind every achievement is a person who refused to quit when things got tough. That person can be you. That person will be you, if you decide right now that no matter what happens, you won't quit. Pause if you must, but never quit.